Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
I am Dasha,
I'm Diana.
and today we're discussing is the grass greener on the other side? And we're trying to get to the bottom of what does it even mean? And I feel like definitely relationships.
We're at a stage in our lives where it's like a crossroad. You can make another choice if you're unhappy or you stay where you are. And we're like married women. And so
Mhm.
making another choice is literally an earthquake in your life. I guess people do debate, is the grass greener on the other side? Do you leave this situation and go seek out something else?
So not necessarily a relationship, but just a different life. Is the grass greener in that other life that you see? You're right. And we did an episode about this, how when you hit 40s, you start thinking about your life and you start thinking where you are.
Excellent.
I think that is a really interesting topic, especially because at this age, you are with your significant other for a long time. You're approaching decades, and being with someone for a decade, or some of our friends, 2 decades, is a long time. Besides the fact that when you're in your 20s, you're a different person than you're in your 30s, and possibly a different person when you're in your 40s, but you are still with that person since the 20s, and that person might have changed, or maybe they didn't change, and you could have changed, or maybe you didn't. And now you have this crisis where you're realizing that you're middle age and you're starting to look at others and you see others highlight reels, right? Because that's really what it is. And you're like, oh, maybe the grass is greener on the other side, right? Like,
And what would that other side be? Another person?
yeah, that other side would be another person, and thinking that the issues that you have with your current partner are issues that you wouldn't have with others.
No, you're definitely going to have those issues with other people eventually. Plot twist, eventually you will have the same issues with other people. Um, Ooh, this is like a therapy talk because we're talking about people together for 20 years.
Yeah.
They have to grow at the same rate together and or apart and then accept those things. Like sometimes in that case, like if you're fighting with your spouse all the time and you're like literally two different people, maybe the grass is greener on the other side.
Yes, I think that we need to put some like rules in place for this conversation, right? Like if your partner is abusive to you, then
Right.
clearly the grass is green on the other side. We're talking about that, like
You're just a little bored.
you're bored and you have like it sneaks in, the unhappiness sneaks in every once in a while, and you're just like, what am I doing here? What am I doing
With this person.
with this person? Because no relationship is perfect. And
Well,
even when you think that a grass is green on the other side and you're comparing yourself to other relationships, you have no idea what goes behind closed doors.
for sure. Well, I've been together with my husband for 16 years, like together, not married for that long. And it's true, you see things, right? And then you're like, well, this person did that, this person did that. And I think um it's very hard. And just the same way that when you compare yourself to other mothers, the same with the relationship. You have to work on your own relationship.
100%.
And you have to be like, hey guy, you have to do therapy with your partner, like literally there's no other way. And you have to be like, hey, do you like want to still be married? Do you like want to still do this thing, this dance that we're doing? Do you still want to be reading the same book? Let's get on the same page. And then you try, and if that doesn't work, you blend your families with your new partner eventually, who you will have.
Yeah, I think it comes down to waking up every morning and making that choice. You make that choice that you want to do your best.
The grass is greener on the side where you're watering it. When I think of us women, I feel like in the media all the time, we are just getting cheated on. I wanted to bring up that guy on the Coldplay Jumbotron.
Mm.
Sometimes you could water the grass all you want, but you overwatered it and it wants to go grow grass somewhere else.
Well, we don't know what their relationship was like.
That's true.
All we know is that
Okay, fine.
it was a very public way of getting found out.
They were so high on endorphins. When you're having an affair, hide. You hide.
We do
You
hide,
don't
correct.
go and
That's
show
correct.
lovey-dovey.
Somebody could have seen them, correct.
They just didn't think. They were full of love pheromones. But I don't know if they're still together. Like I don't know what the next step is. Cuz they might break up with their spouses and get together.
Or it was just a fling, which most of the time I believe it is a rebound, or somebody that makes you feel something that you're missing in your current relationship. That's really what it comes down to. You feel like you're missing something and the grass is greener. And well, I guess there are two different things, I think. There's an affair, and then the grass is greener when you actually leave and you want to find the other grass. I think those are two separate things in my mind.
Right.
So we're talking about the grass is greener, like leaving. Affair could be another topic.
Well, these are two very powerful people with
Yeah.
beautiful houses and
Yes.
beautiful lives. I've seen people leave relationships and the grass is greener on the other side. So you have to like really see how bad your relationship is. If you're married to a toxic person and they're belittling you, or there's a whole bunch of reasons why a woman or a man might leave their partner.
Yeah.
Um, so the grass might be greener on the other side. I don't think we're saying people shouldn't break up. Um, but sometimes it's not.
I always go back to the day that people get married, right? Unless you weren't true to yourself, unless you were pushed into getting married, there's a reason why you married the person. And at that point, you wanted to spend the rest of your life with them. And you
Yeah.
make that, and call me, I don't know, old fashioned, or call me whatever. I mean, I am a romantic at heart. You make a commitment to your partner, but in reality, you make a commitment to yourself. And that commitment to yourself is that you're going to continue waking up every morning and working on figuring out how to make the best mesh between the two of you.
I agree with you. And a lot of times, like in relationships, women put in the legwork of making sure the marriage works. But in terms of what emotional intelligence, to be like, oh, I'm in this. Like we have a podcast where we talk deeply about issues, right? So naturally, we're going to talk about the marriage. We have children. I don't want to have a broken home for my child. I
Correct.
want her to have a great time. But also between him and I, it has to be good. Usually, I think it's the woman who's fighting for it to be better.
I think the woman wants it to be better, but I think that we are, as women, we are so bombarded with everything else that's going on. And if we already don't feel safe in the relationship, I don't see women trying, because
That's
you are
true.
already defeated.
If I'm reflecting on myself, what you just said, I become a feral animal. If you're messing with me, I'm messing with you. And it's like two cats fighting in the alley, and somebody has to like step back and be like, well, you also have a part in if your grass is not being watered, like you're 50% of that. That's a hard one, like having to go to therapy and being like, okay, I'm not always right. Ill.
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing for me has been learning your partner's love language. That was a sort of a turning point for me, and I think that's so, it would be so helpful for others to truly sit down and to realize, first of all, what love language is. It is the way that we show love to others. And it could literally be on the biggest spectrum. People's love language could be what? Gifts. People's love language could be
Touch.
touch.
I think there's like five. Um, what are the five love languages? Acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, words of affirmation, physical touch. Mine are all five. Like, just do all that.
But I think that as women, we tend to focus on specific things that we want as our love language.
Yes, because at the core, that's where it begins. Okay, we're married, we have kids, we're in this grind of life. But I believe at the core, we got together because you, gentlemen, wanted a piece of this. Okay. And what did you do to get a piece of this? More than what's happening now because we're in the grind of shit. Right. But like to get back to it, like maybe I'll put on a dress and you do what you did to get my attention. And I always think it always starts with like the gentleman has
You
to
see?
woo the
So
woman.
that's what I'm saying. You correct.
Take
It's
me
the
out,
man. It's the
say
man.
nice things. Yes,
Right.
like
But
that's just what I
they
think.
need us. But they need us to make them feel a certain way. So it goes, who goes first is the
Okay, if you want me to be nice, you got to treat me nice. You're not treating me nice. You're making me an aggressive woman on the train station. Okay? If you want me to soften up, be a little nicer.
Mhm.
Soften me up like butter. Like, I don't need to do that to myself. I got hormones. I got a roller coaster of things in my mind, and you're thinking about one thing. And that one thing should now be how to make me nice.
Yeah.
And that's just what I think. And I put in a lot of effort to also for my partner. Like, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have to work as well.
You see, it shows that you are in tune with how you feel, with how you want him to feel, and he knows how you want him to be. And that's another thing where most women, I think, will not talk about these things. They will not say, hey, I'd like this.
I don't know from where I got such an entitlement. Like, I
Good
don't
for
know.
you. What do you mean?
I just like think we're here together, like we're spending time together. We might as well like if I'm showing up for the way that you want me to show up, right? Like you left a survey, I listened to everything on the survey and I showed up that way.
100%.
Then you must as well. And like he is, but these are the things after 16 years. The
100%.
topics of conversation.
So that makes you feel in turn validated. It makes you feel heard. It's a lot of effort.
I think at the end of the day, if you're together with a person for that amount of time, you're going to have the same issues.
And
I
also,
think
how
love
much of
will
the.
save the day.
It's true.
If you're in a situation where but then you could feel unloved and the person it's like just so complicated.
So I'm going to
Not
take it one step further and I'm going to say that I think liking the other person means more than loving them.
you've blown my mind. I need a minute to process.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you need to like them for who they are because there will be times through the relationship, if you're with somebody for years at a time, like decades, you will love them less, you will love them more. But it's you liking them as a human being that will continue to bring you back to them. And if
That's
underneath
true.
it all, you don't have that simple basis of liking someone, liking them as a person, it's just never going to work. I think love is overrated in a sense.
I mean, American marriage is built on love, and that's why so many people do have affairs. And in other places, it was more about like how you could plow the land together and like the dowry, um, and the practicalness of raising children. Um, because you can love somebody and dislike them and get
Correct.
divorced.
Correct.
Yeah, so I guess in a non-emotional way, like you just need somebody that you tolerate enough
Yes.
that you can mix your shekels together
Yes.
to go on vacations
You need
and
to be
tolerate
able.
them enough. But
Yes.
then what if you're meeting somebody and their pheromones match with your
That's
pheromones?
passion. That's passion. That's not love.
But you think it's love. And
Correct. But
then
it's
you end up
passion.
at a concert in front of millions of people like this with somebody who's not your wifey. I think with social media, it makes it really hard to compare yourself against other women and then your relationship to other relationships. And you have to have a strong sense of self to know what you have is real, what you have can be worked on, whether it's the person or yourself. I have a lot of stuff to work on to be better as a partner. Like, I'm not perfect.
Yeah, I think it's much easier to say, well, the grass is greener because my partner's not giving me this or my partner's not doing this, instead of really looking at yourself and seeing like what are you bringing, right? Again, it's very hard being a female. It's very hard being a mom because you're dealing with so much, and then on top of that, you still have to make sure to be a wife and a partner and look after their needs when they don't tell you what their needs are because they don't talk.
That's true. You have to ask them like direct questions. Do you like this or that? And if we want to take it a step closer, like, because you're a boss, right? You're going out into the world making decisions and choices. And what if your partner is into more of a submissive, housewifey type of vibe when you get home? And I know what it's like on the internet, on the talk.
Submissive wife when I get home? Like what? What do you mean?
Like traditional, like traditional roles.
He doesn't expect me to, but I was never like that. And I
Right.
didn't
So he
change.
married who you are.
But I've always been very open about what I want. I've always been very vocal, where a lot of women are not like that. They will not speak up. They will not say, hey, I don't like this, or hey, I would like to do this, or this is what I wish I would see more from you. And
Yeah.
that could go back to them being afraid of taking up space or them being afraid of speaking up and them not putting themselves as a priority, and they're just kind of every day you're just kind of like living, trucking along through life however it is.
But also, I say too much. I should say this much and I say this much, right? And having been to therapy, like sometimes it's being nice and kind to your partner in the scope of being honest, right? And so, like, maybe they are more right than we are.
But do they get what they want? If you don't get what you want if you never talk about it. Some of them, they just don't say things like,
Well, if you don't speak up, you cannot expect change in
right,
any situation.
right.
And I guess this is the same reason women don't ask for raises because they've been socialized to be nice.
In a sense, it's kind of like illusion of perfection when you're thinking of the grass is greener, because you're thinking that that scenario is
Better.
better, when again nobody knows what happens behind closed doors. And I know this because when me and my ex broke up and I told people, people were shocked.
Yeah,
Shocked.
that's true.
Meanwhile, it was beyond damaging and toxic. And I could write a book about that relationship.
Yeah, it was
Nobody,
surprising.
yeah, nobody knew it was coming. And people were just flabbergasted what happens behind closed doors. And people choose to show you what they want to show you.
Facts.
And I think
Especially
if,
in socials.
and I think even more where it's worse, where it's really bad, then you try to compensate when you're with others to show how good it is.
Fact, I'm like, oh, you're posting about your love for one another in like a paragraph, like this much. I'm like, you guys don't even talk to each other at home. Like, or you forced him. But like that's just like my opinion about, because like when we're bad, I'm like, oh, hey babe, you never write anything nice about me on Facebook, but when we're good, it doesn't matter, right?
I,
Don't
th-
care. Mhm.
Again, I think for me it goes back to, if you made that commitment and you chose that person, um, whenever that moment was, there's a reason you did it.
But time
And
changes, people evolve. That's
but
the thing. We need to take into consideration people evolve,
yeah,
and sometimes together and sometimes apart into different directions. And Like, you could still like the person, but not feel like that zest for them. Like, there's so many variables of feelings and emotions. And I feel once you have emotions, then you're stupid. And then you make stupid decisions, you
So
know?
then the grass is greener on the other side?
You have to see when you get there. And I believe that any relationship that starts with like deception, chances are you like will have deception again, right? Like trust people when you see them. But like you could have a period of time where it is greener or you perceive it to be
That's
so.
right. That's right.
And it's only about your mindset. It's what you
Yeah.
think is better. Um, and it all goes down to like feelings. And if you feel like it's better, that's all that matters, I suppose.
Yeah, but talking about affairs, like that's not the grass.
It firsthand that it's not greener, that it implodes. Yes.
It's not real grass. It's turf. An affair
Yes,
is
that's the
turf.
word. Yeah, an affair to me a very stressful thing where it sucks. You're just deconstructing your entire life. You wouldn't do that for some fun. And like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's passion, which is wonderful. Passion is lovely.
It's like
I
the
love passion.
like I saw the meme, and you're not having passion when you're like fighting over two kids and who didn't empty the dishwasher.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow, I think like we're making a commercial for people to have
No,
extramarital.
we've gone. No, we've gone. We've been going back and forth the entire episode.
Look, I'm just the devil's advocate that I understand as an emotional person and have like people fall into it, the mundane part of life, and we're
Yeah.
always looking for dopamine and something to ding, 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 ding us. And sometimes that's another person. And that's why I think it sucks because you might destroy your family and there's collateral damage.
Mm.
But sometimes the grass is greener. Like if you're with a toxic narcissist or with an abusive person, then you owe it to yourself to leave.
Or, like you said, if you change and your partner stays the same, but you become a better version of yourself while your partner is still there.
Right. Like, and then you should go.
So I can tell you this. So my parents have been married for 50 something years.
Oh,
Very much in love. They have a date every Friday. I already know not to bother them.
that's
Every
cute.
Friday they sit down and they have a date and they talk and they drink and whatever. And my mom told me that every decade or so, my dad has shown her a different side of him that would make her fall in love. Whether he changed or he would show a different side that would continue, that would allow her to continue to like him and love him.
Well, he catered to her.
He
That's what
does cater
he
to her.
caters to her.
He does cater to her.
I
But
mean,
he's always catered to her, so that didn't change. This is something completely different.
I don't know, like, that's a couple I'd compare myself to. I mean, obviously, I was at your wedding, the cutest. I'd be like, "Babe, did you see what Dasha's dad did for her mom?" Babe,
But
like,
I
wow.
mean, he always catered to her, so that's not what she was talking about. She was talking about him as a human being, him as a man, and him just her sort of seeing the same person every day over and over again. He showed her different sides of him, and he grew as a person. And that allowed her to latch on instead of being with the same person for 50 years. It made her feel like
A different
he's in a
person.
sense like someone different, someone better, I guess. Like, right, I don't know, better, whatever. So
Well,
I thought that was interesting because it shows that you always want to continue working on yourself, and your partner should be as well. And if you're both becoming better version of yourselves, it allows you to see new things about them and to like new things about them and to then love new things about them.
yeah. What I'm hearing with that is that your mama grew and your dad grew along with her. So
Correct.
your mama was like, "You can stay. You can stay, thank you, and you can stay." 'Cause, you know, you've in previous, episodes mentioned that your mom was also a stay-at-home mom, but she was the queen of the castle. So I'm just deducing that your mama was like, you passed.
Yeah.
um I I love to hear that because it shows if your man could grow along with you, but all situations are different.
All situations are different, correct. But I thought that was an interesting scenario. How do you stay together for decades, for 50 years? It's a long time to be with one person. It's a very long time.
Your nails are so cute.
Oh, thank you. They some of them fell off, but yeah,
So
look at them.
one,
So uh, I don't even know how to end it because
well,
we started off saying that the grass is not greener on the other side, and then we went through the scenarios where it is greener on the other side. So I don't
life is
even
a
know.
mystery.
Life is a mystery.
Live yours, and if you blow it up, we are here for you. Life happens, feelings are weird, marriage is odd, and I just wanted to point out to everyone how I've changed since the course of marriage. I cannot take my ring off. Like I can't even fake it. I can't even go like a man. I can't even like yeah, I got my I can't even take my ring off. So
Hmm.
what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Nothing.
You're not gonna do
Can't even
anything.
take it
Yeah.
off.
You're gonna water your grass. You're gonna continue watering your grass. That's what you're gonna do.
I'm going to try to like spruce this up before but also he has to adapt that we're getting old.
No matter what grass you have, you're gonna have to water it. Even if you go to the other grass that you think is greener, you're gonna have to keep watering that other grass at some point. So you're already here with your grass. Try to water it as much as you can.
Yes, I'm going to
And
stay
if
with
it
my
becomes
HOA grass.
and if it stays green, then great, stay with it. But turf
Did you
is not a great grass.
it's a fake grass.
It's fake.
Um did you know that grass is a sign of wealth and that you have good water to water your grass?
I did not know that.
That's going off topic. But you should water your grass, you, even before your marriage. Because if you're watering yourself and you're like a beautiful butterfly and a beautiful flower, you're already going to make the choices for yourself to like have the best around you.
That's it.
And if that's who she is, amazing. But if it's not, keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
But we're here to hug you if you were wrong. Bye. Bye.